Hello, I'm Michelle Graham. I'm from Missouri Western State University's Adaptive Technology Department, and today I'm going to tell you about a free program called Balabolka. Balabolka is a free speech-to-text program. It also has the abilities to export into MP3, and it does some pretty neat things. So first thing, let me show you where you can get Balabolka. Use your Google toolbar. You're going to want to look for the Balabolka that has the www.cross-plus-a. The other websites will have other freeware things that you do not want on them. So go directly to the source, click on that. It's going to come up with this web page. Balabolka is a free program that originated out of Russia. The word is translated as chatterer. So this kind of gives you a brief overview of Balabolka, that it can pretty much open multiple types of documents. So Word documents, RTF documents, TXT documents, some PDF documents that are prepared. Balabolka can open all of them. Anything that you can grab and select, copy, and paste into the program is also able to be read out loud. You're going to want to download this link right here. Make sure you save it and then go ahead and grab the setup and install it. I've already got it installed on this computer, so I'm not going to go through that process. There is a few other kind of tutorials and tidbits of information it does. Another thing that you might possibly want are additional voices. The SAPI 4 and SAPI 5 are free voices. Some of them are pretty computerized, so you can download them and go through what you like and what you don't like after the fact. There are also high quality commercial voices available from these sites. Those are about $30 a piece. If you're taking foreign languages, it will be important that you get the correct pronunciation of those words as you're learning. Also, you're going to probably want to go ahead and grab you an English spell checker, because it doesn't come automatically with it. These are add-ins. And also you'll want to grab a dictionary for pronunciation key editors. So, and those are all downloaded pretty quick and easy. So back to the Balabolka program. One of the first things I want to show you how to do is kind of manipulate your screen. So what we have learned is certain people, their eyes are just much more comfortable with a different background other than white. We typically see green, blues, yellows. I kind of prefer a light green, so you can kind of calm it down, tone it down so that it's not so bright. So you pick your color here. This is kind of where you can darken it up or lighten it up. I, like I said, prefer a light green. It's just very nice to my eyes. I can follow along better. So I hit OK. I can turn that color. I can change the font color. I can change the color in which it highlights, so I can do all that, but I like the rest of the stuff, so I'll leave it like that. So now I have this green screen, and then I can open up a file. I just got one right there all ready to go, and I can play right away if I want.
The Practical and Fun Guide to Assistive Technology in Public Schools. Christopher R. Borgach. Sally Norton Dark. Notice.
So this kind of allows me to scroll through as well, so I can just skip on down. I don't really care about the table of contents of the book. I want to read what's on page 32. So I scroll on down and I get to page 32.
Another method used by some systems is the checklist approach. The checklist approach provides a list of technologies.
So there's my first boo-boo. It's not saying checklist, it's saying checklist. So I can actually go up here to my editor, get my pronunciation. I don't like the way it's pronouncing that word, so I'm going to just put a space there.
Checklist.
Much better. I want to add and save that. So every time it comes across the word checklist,
the checklist approach provides a list of technologies.
It's going to say it
perhaps
correctly.
Even included.
So I've changed the color, I've changed pronunciation. It does have spell check. So if you are using this to kind of read back what you're writing up for class, you can use the spell checking feature in there. So it'll go through and make sure that you have your things all spelled right, and it kind of works just like the Word document. Also, much like a Word document, you can use your Control F to find say you're looking for page 55. So I'm going to go to find next. Oh, there's page 55 right there. I can also, if I have the same glitch happening over, I can push Control R and I can find whatever it is that's getting glitchy and replace it with something else. The other really cool thing that I know you guys all love is that I can save this as an MP3. So I can export it to an audio format. Instead of following along with this, I can just go ahead and export it into an audio format. This is a pretty large book, so it is actually like 300 pages. That would end up being hours of audio. So if I wanted to split that up pretty quick, like I'm going to insert bookmarks. And pretty much wherever I click, I'm going to insert a bookmark. If I want to insert a name bookmark, say I'm using the headings, beginning contents, I will type that in. And then when I go to save as audio, I'm going to actually use the split and convert to audio files. A WAV format is a very large file. You're going to need many, many disks. It's going to take up a lot of space. So we typically use MP3. And that's where you'll do that. You'll just tell it to split and convert. You'll need a name and output folder. So this is my test. I can browse to figure out where I want it. We'll just put it in my documents for now. And I'll say, okay, now I want to split and convert. So there, it's got all the bookmarks already. So it's going to actually split that up into that many different files. This rather large document will take quite a bit of time. So let me go to something smaller. Something not so huge. I am going to unselect that, and I just want this little bit of it to be exported into an audio. So I'm not going to worry about splitting it and converting because I just have a little bit. I just want to save straight into audio. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you're having it put where you want it. Again, it's going to default to a WAV. That's a rather large file. We typically use MP3. I know you guys all have your iPhones, iPads, and MP3 players. So I'm just going to name this my test. I'm going to tell it to save. It's an MP3 format. I know that it's going to my documents. So I'm just going to hit save. Now, this process for a short document is pretty fast, but for a longer document, it can be pretty timely. If I was going to convert a whole book that way, I'd pretty much just get it started, walk away, do something else. So now, in my documents, I should have my test right there in MP3. And actually, this one went to MPEG, so it's going to
Locating and implementing tools that are already available within a school provides students with the tools that are least restrictive. That is, a student is not restricted to using unique outside
So that's
resource
using
that
iTunes. That was kind of a mistake. But we got it. So now we're going to go save audio file. We don't want MP3 sound format. That's what we did. I don't know why it took it straight to the iTunes. Let's go back to my documents and let's right click on that and say open with Windows Media Player. Use recommended and finish. So this is how you would, how many of them already do it. The only way to kind of adjust this now that we're in here and it's in an MP3 format is we will right click over here. You can go into enhancements and play speed settings, and then you can kind of slow it down, speed it up with that. Basically, before you produce your audio output, you're going to want to make sure that your rate, your pitch, everything's set the way you want it set, and that your cursor is at the very, very beginning of the document. And that is how you produce an MP3. So we've went over how to change the color background, how to open files, how to save files as audio. You can also save this as just a text file or a Balabolka document. The text file is pretty much universal. You can open that in Word document and such. It doesn't have a lot of formatting, so I don't suggest that you use this to write papers. It is a good tool to read out loud your paper that you have written. And that's Balabolka and all of its great features. Again, this is Missouri Western State University's Adaptive Technology Department. If you're a student here and you have questions about any of the software that we have, you can reach us at 271-5932. You can come stop by our office located in Hearns 101. That's where the library is, bottom floor. And you can also email us at adapt@missouriwestern.edu. Thank you.